Hi, and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this reading, I'm going to be looking into, will they open their heart to you and the connection? So this can be in relation to somebody who is new in your life or somebody from your past. Just take the messages as they resonate for you. There are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the Rose Quartz. Group 2 is the Amethyst. And group 3 is the Red Jasper. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to, I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead, which I do recommend using so that you can skip over me shuffling cards in between groups to clear the energy of the group I've just read for and tap into the energy of the group I'm about to read for. So again, I'll give you a minute. Please use the timestamps and we'll get into your reading. Hi, Group 1. You chose the Rose Quartz. So I'm going to start with some tarot to get kind of a feel about the energies between you and this person. This might offer some clues and confirmation as far as who you're watching this reading for, and see, are they going to open their heart to you and the idea of the connection, to reconciliation, or to taking things to the next level, investing further if this is somebody new that you're dealing with. Okay, we've got Strength, which is Leo energy. Queen of Wands, which is fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Nine of Pentacles, which is earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And Ace of Cups, which is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So this does feel like somebody who's really going back and forth about making some kind of an offer, moving closer towards you, maybe making a declaration of love, or if this is somebody from your past, a lot of consideration that is being invested in reaching out towards you again, trying to restart things, trying to kind of reinitiate contact with you. This can be somebody where it's been kind of a prolonged push-pull dynamic with kind of this infinity loop here over the woman's head and the strength card, and kind of a battle of wills here. You may have really tested your patience dealing with this person in a prolonged period of separation. If this is somebody that is new in your world, then this could be something where you yourself have been having to hold back as far as really pressing this person, trying to allow them the time and space to come to this decision, to open up to you further. You may have been holding back on feelings for them for quite some time. And that it's been really a struggle to continue to invest in this connection, a little bit of uncertainty as far as how invested they are, how interested they are in kind of taking things to the next level. There may be a little bit of extremes that are going on here, where there are times that the connection seems to kind of build in momentum. Things are going down a particular path, things are going very smooth, and then all of a sudden, something has happened, maybe a misunderstanding or something energetically with this person, where then they really kind of change and shift their demeanor, and that it's left you with a lot of questions. A sense here of trying to really stand in your power and in your confidence. If this is someone new, really not wanting to repeat the mistakes that you had made in love in the past, trying really to focus on kind of your own abundance, really a concern with maintaining your own kind of identity and autonomy within the connection. This may be important for the two of you. And it could also be something where, whether this is somebody from the past or someone new you're dealing with, both of you might have been single for quite some time. So even taking this leap of faith in the direction of love, this can be something that is very challenging and very triggering at this point in time. Trying to find that happy medium, that happy balance between kind of the independence that each of you have established, being very confident and comfortable in your own company, in your own skin, really having learned to fill your own cup, valuing yourself in a new way as a result maybe of difficulties from each of your romantic pasts. So it really does require a leap of faith to kind of move in the direction of partnership with this individual. Again, maybe the two of you having been single for quite some time. This can also be somebody with the Nine of Pentacles, that there's a work connection here. So a lot of chemistry and flirtation, kind of this banter back and forth in the office, and the sense of wanting to kind of take things to the next level, but not wanting to overstep certain professional boundaries, for example. So that can really be sort of a topic here. Almost somebody who it feels like goes out of their way to find excuses to talk to you. Somebody who, even just energetically, you're able to really sense them light up in your presence. So a lot of undercurrents, a lot that's unspoken up to this point in time in this connection. And it does feel like something that, again, this idea of kind of battle, going back and forth, that chemistry, that is very palpable, even though the two of you, maybe haven't expressed this yet, but it does feel to be in that direction of making that offer of kind of opening their heart, maybe asking you out on a date, asking you out to coffee, just kind of making plans to kind of meet outside of that work environment, outside of that typical environment that one another. If this is somebody that you've been talking to, you've been dealing with up to this point, then this Ace of Cups can really be that confirmation of somebody who wants to take things to the next level. This can mean introducing you to their friends, or even taking you home to meet their family. So big energies here as far as what they are wanting to really display and offer. And this may be something that comes in a very casual context, something that they try not to make a big deal out of, but the implications that are there, again, that next level, taking you home to meet mom or to meet dad, or, to meet their friends, or just whatever those circumstances are. Again, although it comes in a casual sort of setting, there are these deeper implications to that, as far as the meaning that they place upon you and the importance of the connection. This very small gesture you're really opening the door to developing and exploring the connection in a new way. If this is somebody from your past that is returning, it does feel that they are deeply magnetized towards you, but again, are very kind of cognizant of the time and distance, maybe efforts that you have taken to really stand in your power. They are viewing you in this stance of empowerment, of independence, and so there's a little bit of intimidation here that might really talk with this this strength card and the vacillation back and forth. So there's this urge to bring something forward, but also wanting to make sure that this doesn't stir up more conflict and chaos, not wanting to bring more distress to your life, to your world, wanting to come forward in this very peaceful energy, as we see here with the dove on top of this cup. And so a bit of strategy that may be involved at this point in time, wanting to come forward in a very docile energy, and that might be a struggle because it feels like there's so much that they want to say. There's so much intensity that is drawing them to you, and yet they are kind of exercising personal restraint, wanting to come forward maybe on neutral territory, on neutral ground, coming up with some kind of an excuse maybe to knock on that door, to reach out and make that communication, so that it kind of leaves them an out in case things get very chaotic. Then as quickly as they come in, they're able to just kind of move back into kind of the state of distance that have existed between the two of you. Concerned with not having their pride and ego wounded if you were to reject them. Feeling, again, very intimidated by your presence and understanding that what they need to give and what they need to offer may be something that has to be built slowly. They can't just rush fully into the circumstance. It's a delicate matter almost. And so a lot of thought and planning as far as that goes, being very curious, very interested, wanting to bring balance and resolution to this circumstance, wanting to open their heart up to, seeing what develops. It feels like somebody who doesn't really have very many expectations at this point of what can happen. This is almost an open-mindedness, being very compelled in your direction in both of those circumstances, wanting to kind of, the new person or the person from the past, wanting to just explore this and to just allow the situation to kind of develop at a very kind of slow and natural pace. Again, not wanting to kind of put all this pressure. So there may be this energy in both of those kind of situations of almost something that's very casual, something that's very kind of, it's got deeper meanings to it, there's deeper implications, but at the same time, it's not that full declaration of intimacy and intensity. It's just something which opens the stage to exploring and kind of developing in this new level with one another than you have up to this point in time. So I'm going to get a few oracle cards to get some more clarification about this for you. Okay, we've got Wondrous Universe, Walk in Beauty. And Spirit Guardian of Spring, Activation. So if this is somebody from your past with this energy of spring, there is definitely interest in seeing if the two of you can resurrect something that may have kind of dwindled or sort of moved into a kind of a stale or a frozen period. There's an interest in kind of coming out from hiding, bringing some seeds of affection out of a state of dormancy, but again, wanting to kind of build things very casually with you, wanting to take things slowly, not wanting to kind of fall into the same patterns and into the same habits. But with this magician here, even on this wondrous universe, there's this idea of kind of manifesting new terrain and new territory, exploring different aspects of the connection or taking a different approach to this situation than they had in the past. If this is somebody new in your life that you are dealing with, this again is this idea of growth with the springtime energy. The idea of guardian is again this protectiveness, almost being very cognizant maybe of your personal romantic history or even just kind of things within themselves, tendencies within themselves, a desire not to repeat patterns, but to do things differently in this circumstance. This is somebody who sees a lot of growth potential in this circumstance. They want to explore these feelings more. They don't want to just leave these kind of untapped seeds of potential in that state of dormancy and questioning. There's a desire to kind of ground that down into the material reality, to make some kind of deeper declaration, some kind of an expression to kind of move the two of you into a venue where the chemistry between you, the potential between you, or what has been built up to this point in time has this ability to kind of develop and grow very organically. Again, same message with the little wizard here on the Wondrous Universe card, that this is somebody who wants to manifest kind of a new layer of the connection with you. Somebody who really sees you as somebody that they could build something very kind of intriguing and very almost magical with. This is somebody who in a lot of ways may view you as having a lot of the characteristics and qualities that they equate with wish fulfillment, but it's still in such almost these beginning stages, or there's kind of all these moving parts and pieces and kind of elements that need to be sort of brought together. This is an energy of wanting to co-create, wanting to work with you, wanting to be very mindful of their own kind of boundaries around their heart, yours as well, and seeing how the two of you can really kind of compromise, experimenting with this, taking things very slowly. Timing may be a factor as well. There may be a significant kind of birthday anniversary. Again, that idea of inviting you home to meet their parents, out to meet their friends. That can really coincide with some kind of, gathering or special event, some kind of a community event as well, that you may receive an invitation to, that is kind of that next step. It's that next stage in seeing how can the two of you step out of the usual environment or the circumstances in which you interact with one another up to this point in time, and really explore in this new territory, in this new terrain, what can be built, what can be developed, what can kind of grow out of this situation, wanting to experience your company in a new setting. Seeing you as somebody that they could potentially, manifest a very satisfactory future with. This idea of universe is kind of talking again about that idea. If this is somebody from the past, or even somebody that you're currently dealing with, that they kind of put you on a little bit of a pedestal. They hold you in very high regard, and so it's almost a delicate matter. Tactics or tendencies that they may have used in other romantic connections to, kind of get their foot in the door, or to kind of a way of sort of dealing with people. There's a sense of holding you above all of that, wanting to treat you with respect, wanting to, an understanding that it's going to take a different approach. It's going to take an outside of the box approach. There's very much a draw, very much compelled in your direction. At the same time, a lot of kind of wondering or curiosity on their part. What can really be found? What can really be developed as the two of you sort of explore the potential here, and what could really grow between the two of you. And so this is something where it does feel somebody is making a move towards you, opening their heart up to you, opening up the lines of communication once again to a fresh start, to renewal, to see what can be kind of built based upon the wisdom and experiences of the past, in this fresh energy, in an energy of being very proactive, of having taken the time to become very mindful of the history between the two of you, and kind of trying a new approach moving forward to achieve different results. Or if it's somebody new, just kind of taking what they know of you so far, their experience with you up to this point, and wanting to develop that further, wanting to really work with you and build with you and grow with you, to see what new horizons are achievable and attainable as the two of you kind of dive deeper into these feelings and this chemistry that feels to be very apparent, very, very kind of palpable. It's this warm springtime energy between the two of you, and somebody who definitely has an interest in seeing what more can develop out of that. So I'm going to get a couple messages from this person's higher self and see what do they want you to know right now. Okay, and they say, I want to talk to you. So again, this is somebody who wants to express something, make that declaration of love with the Ace of Cups, somebody who wants to come out of hiding, somebody who wants to really kind of make known their interest in you on a deeper level. Somebody from the past who wants to reemerge in your life, to try again, to start again, to talk things out, to work things out, to kind of move out of this energy of imbalance and struggle into this energy of peace. And we also have 1 year. So this speaks about somebody that may have been thinking about this for quite some time. This is not a new desire that they have. They may have been kind of struggling with this urge to make contact or to express their feelings, perhaps for a year or longer, or just depending, maybe this is someone new you know and you haven't known them for a year. But it's this idea almost of, they feel so familiar in your presence. They feel so comfortable in your presence. You bring them this sense of completion. There's this urge and this desire to kind of complete one phase of your connection and evolve into something new, to explore that new territory, set some new attention, set some new goals, open up into that new landscape of what else might develop between the two of you. And they also say, I am clearing past life traumas. So in both kind of situations, this can really talk about somebody who maybe has a fear of commitment. If it's a new person you're dealing with, they are definitely exercising caution in this circumstance, not wanting to kind of fall into the mistakes of the past, being very mindful of their tendencies in connections, maybe a tendency to rush in, kind of head first and dive too deeply in, invest too heavily in connections without having that foundational groundwork, which may have really come at great expense to them in the past. So in this situation with you, they're trying a different approach. The time that they're taking, as methodical as they've been, this feels to be for a very good reason. It's an effort on their part to implement a different strategy in order to kind of achieve different results. If this is someone that you were dealing with previously, somebody from your past, it feels that they have really been using this time apart wisely. They may have made some pretty substantial progress as far as addressing their own kind of wounds surrounding love and partnership, a tendency to be kind of emotionally avoidant perhaps, some unresolved heartbreak, distortions within themselves that had really operated as a wedge or a barrier between the two of you. And there's again this urge to kind of bring forth some sort of apology, to clear the air, or to really get the connection kind of elevated onto a more peaceful and positive track with one another. So I'm going to get some guidance now about the situation. Okay, we've got Pyramid of Light. Step your vibration deeper into love. So this is a great confirmation here. If this is someone from the past or somebody new that you're dealing with, that there are a lot of energies at play here for the evolution of this situation. This is encouragement for you to continue to stand in your power, to continue to occupy that very magnetic energy and aura of the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. Your independence, your self-assurance, the energies that you are emanating right now. If this is someone you're currently dealing with or someone from your past, it is having a very powerful effect upon this individual. It feels that you are almost that living example for them to kind of move beyond some deficits as far as love is concerned, difficulties the two of you have faced in the past. If this is someone you were dealing with previously, they need to be the one to step forward, to bring that peace offering, to offer that cup of love, to knock on that door first. This is a task in their own kind of personal evolution and development, to move into that state of empowerment, to come out of the energy of questioning and rumination and perhaps hiding from you and their feelings in the connection. So you just being that beacon, that point on the horizon, is fulfilling your purpose in this situation. If this is someone new you're dealing with, again, kind of the same message, standing in your power, standing in the energy you are currently occupying, allowing this person the opportunity to take that leap of faith forward, to move beyond stories or hesitations or fears that they may have in their own life, about repeating kind of mistakes of the past, that this person needs to step into that energy of being very proactive. They need to be that one to kind of face those fears and overcome these things. That this connection in both circumstances, there's really potential to kind of move beyond whatever kind of uncertainty or heaviness or kind of questions exist at this point in time. If this is someone and new, and there's not really very much heaviness. This is, again, the idea of kind of stepping up to the next level or next layer in this connection. But it really requires you to be that kind of fixed point on the horizon, and for them to sort of take that first step forward. And then the two of you are then able to sort of meet in the middle, to compromise, to work in tandem with one another. And it's definitely a force of magnetizing. You're magnetizing in that love which you are actively becoming and are seeking. And by continuing to kind of radiate that vibration within yourself, you really help to kind of set the appropriate climate for this next phase or evolution in this situation to take place. So I'm going to get some initials, and this can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got E, L, T, V, A, S, Q, and X. So those are your messages, group 1. I hope they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of that out as well. I have also started a second channel here on YouTube. It is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. There's a link to that channel in the description box of the video, and it's also in the featured channel section of my page. Over on that channel, I do readings as far as spirituality, ascension, self-love, and wellness, so something a little different than the format here, but if that sounds interesting or intriguing, I definitely welcome you over there, and thank you so much for your support in helping that channel to grow very organically from the ground up, and I thank you as well for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, group 2. I chose the Amethyst. So I'm going to start with some tarot to get kind of a feel for the energies between you and this person, help you to kind of identify the situation and to see, are they going to open up their heart to you and the connection, the idea of the connection growing and developing, or even the idea of reconciliation if this was somebody from your past. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Cups, which is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Got the Ten of Swords, which is air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. The Five of Cups, so more water energy. And the Queen of Wands, which is fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And the Queen of Wands did come up in group 1, so if you felt drawn to watch that group, you may want to do so after this one. There could be additional messages there for you. But this does feel like somebody, if this is from your past that you were dealing with previously, somebody that you had to walk away from, somebody that it may have been a very difficult kind of process of extracting yourself from that situation. A lot of loss, maybe even a third-party situation that had been kind of the major point of contention. You had been made to feel like an option, and this person had chosen to go in another route, or you had discovered that and had chosen to disconnect from this individual, and that it had left you with a lot of heartbreak, a lot of pain that had been very difficult to kind of deal with. An active process of kind of trying to heal from this, trying to come to terms with this, maybe a lot of intrusive thoughts in that manner, a lot of memories about kind of that grief, a lot of reminders about that. Somebody that you keep being drawn back toward. It's been very hard to extract yourself from that. It feels to be very mirrored energy in that capacity. A lot of hurt, a lot of regret, a lot of unspoken words or things that may have been said very kind of impulsively or foolishly that have really kind of lingered in the air between the two of you. This is weighed very heavily upon this person as well. And with the Queen of Wands, they definitely feel drawn back towards you to really clear the air, to provide some kind of clarity, some kind of an apology, even to let you know that the grass wasn't greener on the other side if this is sort of a third-party situation that had been kind of an issue here. But a bit of uncertainty as far as a lot of time that may have passed, or based on kind of the nature of what had happened. A lot of hurt feelings in this situation that they almost feel to be very fearful or avoidant of that. They may have been thinking about this for quite some time, kind of like moving towards you, only to sort of pull back once again. A lot of worst case scenario thinking that has kept them sort of stuck in place. It's kept them at this vantage point of knowing that they need to clear the air, but not really being sure how to do that. The idea of a third-party situation maybe having made you feel like an option, or even choosing not to invest in the connection in the interest of remaining single. It feels that the wonder of that wore off very quickly, and it left this person feeling very much at a loss. Absence has definitely made the heart grow fonder, and this does feel like something where they want to really move beyond this, but there's almost this idea of being pulled in two different directions. Having this sort of feeling that it would be nice to evolve this situation, but also focusing on everything that has happened, all kind of the details and the time and the circumstances that have both led to this current sort of no contact situation, and also kind of the hurt that has ensued, sort of the longer that they go on, like every day that goes on that they don't kind of make things right, it just compounds that sort of hurt. It feels very much like an insurmountable challenge at this point in time. So a little bit of kind of lurking from afar energy, but being very curious, being very drawn back in towards you. If this is somebody new that you are dealing with, you don't have a history with them, and this is kind of in regards to, are they going to make their feelings known? Are they going to really take things to the next level? There is this energy of wanting to evolve this situation, wanting to move beyond kind of what the two of you have experienced up to this point in time. There's a sense of your connection as it is right now has kind of reached its full potential in a very satisfactory way, though. They really are enjoying your company. They may have even kind of seen different sides of you, different phases of you. They may have dealt with you, you know, on your good days and also when you were a bit cranky. They've kind of gotten the full sort of scope of your moods or the spectrums within yourself. And despite all of this, it has really created this energy of wanting to know more, wanting to explore more, feeling that, you know, kind of both the positive and somewhat negative aspects of you fill in very well with them. It fits very well. None of this is anything that is kind of deal breaker sort of energy. It's this energy of evolution, wanting to explore more. They may be in their head a lot about this though, wanting to really do things right, feeling that, you know, there may be a little bit of almost putting you on a pedestal to some degree, seeing you as somebody who stands very much in your confidence, or maybe some kind of intensity and passion that you have within. It almost feels, for whatever reason, like a delicate situation. They want to catch you on a good day. They want to catch you when you are receptive, when kind of the offer that they can make will sort of come at a time when the circumstances are most ripe for that to be explored, so that the meaning is not lost. There's a lot of fear of rejection. And it almost seems to tie into kind of somebody who's feeling more for you at this point in time than they had originally anticipated would be the case, or would be the case so quickly. So trying to kind of hold themselves back from that, a little bit of almost, again, a fear of inadequacy, a fear of loss, a fear of rejection that could be holding them back, keeping them in this mental energy of sort of round and round thinking, wanting to make sure that they get things right, that this is truly the right decision. There's a lot of value that they place upon you in terms of how, whatever that dynamic looks like right now. If it's just kind of in whatever stages of that situation, this could be somebody that you're casually dating who is wanting to, you know, kind of make that offer to become exclusive. This could be somebody that you've just been sort of flirting with back and forth, and they want to ask you out or kind of take things to the next level. This could even be somebody who is just kind of part of your community in some way. Maybe a friend or somebody who just, again, part of a shared community. And there's this urge or desire to get to know you more, to get to know you on a personal and intimate level, to maybe, you know, open those lines of communication to being more expressive about thoughts and feelings, you know, kind of outside and beyond the bounds of what you've experienced right now, to mature, grow the situation in some way, but not wanting to come off, you know, either in kind of this energy of lack, feeling within themselves, kind of this process of building up that confidence, stepping into that confidence, so that what they have to present to you is an offer that you would want to accept. It's an offer that you would want to explore. So a lot of thought that is happening at this point in time, a lot of attention that is being directed your way, and definitely somebody who is interested in furthering this connection, but might be kind of stuck or struggling and sort of a little bit of overthinking right now, and kind of, again, this fear of rejection or fear of loss, or you know, fear of kind of almost overplaying their hand, saying a little too much, overwhelming you, or causing your defenses to kind of go up. So it feels like a delicate matter, and a lot of that may not even have to do with the vibration that you put off. This could really just have to do with kind of fears within themselves, times when they have been rejected, feeling very, you know, kind of intimidated in your presence, and really, again, kind of holding you in such high value, in such high regard, that they're not wanting to sabotage or kind of derail what you have going on right now. It feels like they feel that you have a good thing going on right now, and they want more out of this situation, but they also want to make sure that kind of the integrity of what you've established together, in whatever regard that applies up to this point in time, is also secure before they kind of open up and take that leap of faith forward. So I'm going to get some oracle cards to get a little more clarity about this for you. Okay, so we've got protected by angels. You are cherished by the angels. And standing stones, passage. So if this is a connection that is kind of frozen in time, somebody from your past, this really does speak of the energy of wanting to move forward, wanting to take things to the next level, to reach out, to move beyond boundaries, to kind of bring down that stony wall, that stony exterior, any ways in which they've really blocked off communication, closed off their heart. This is the energy of opening. Opening that door to a new possibility, feeling though that some careful maneuvering may be necessary in order to kind of with that, what was coming through with a new person that you're dealing with, to want to catch you in the right mood, in the right atmosphere, kind of a fear of failure, a fear of what might be lurking around kind of the corners of the situation, not sure what to really expect from you, not sure how you will receive them. There's a little bit of self-protectiveness that is happening right now though, where there's still a little bit guarded. They're very focused on, if this is someone from the past, on kind of what has taken place, kind of the compounding of time, the difficulties that had been endured in the past. They're also regarding you in this energy of you may have a wall up against them, you may be very guarded against them, and that it's going to take some time and a lot of delicacy in order to really sort of cut through those defenses, to earn your trust back, that the energy you were in before, or even as a result of what has happened, you might not be so receptive to them. And there's a sense of almost not wanting to kind of complicate your life or to sort of make matters worse, holding you in that high regard to where they're almost vacillating between if it's better to just kind of leave the situation as it is, to not kind of dredge up old wounds, but also kind of this urge to want to really cut through the dissonance between the two of you, to really smooth out what has happened in the past, to if given the opportunity, sort of cherish this connection in a way that they had not done before, to appreciate you in a way that they were unable to do before, and a lot of signs that they may be getting as well, feeling almost very compelled or divinely guided in your direction, and this urge to kind of evolve the situation in some way. If this is somebody new that you're dealing with, again, that idea of very much a protected energy around their own heart, a lot of fear of rejection, that they are needing to kind of bring that wall down within themselves, first and foremost, in order to be able to present something forth to you. This does feel like somebody who has very good intentions. They don't want to come towards you in this low vibrational energy to give you the wrong impression. But at the same time, it feels like they don't want to overwhelm you or, kind of make your defenses go up through their approach. So it feels like a very delicate matter of sort of maneuvering, just the right thing to say, trying to catch it on the right day, waiting for certain things to really come into alignment within themselves or within the circumstances between the two of you before they kind of make themselves known in that way. But this is the idea with this word cherished here, even an angel, twice, that they hold you in high regard. They really value what the two of you have, what you've established and what you've built up to this point in time. There's an interest in protecting that, which will come, that's almost the first priority for them, which may be leading into this energy of sort of hesitating, almost overthinking this. Because they're really not sure if they can sort of trust themselves to see the situation through. There's an uncertainty as far as what kind of developing things into the next layer or level of the connection, if that has all the ingredients to be something long lasting and enduring, or if it's going to be something fleeting. And it almost feels like something that they do not want to risk sacrificing what the two of you have established up to this point in time, in the interest of kind of these exploratory energies. So they're holding back a little at this point in time, waiting for better timing, maybe praying for guidance, even asking people that they trust, whose opinion they trust and value, for advice or guidance in this situation. They may even be watching tarot readings, perhaps even the same readings that you are, to try and gauge sort of where you're at, to get these kind of yes/no answers, really testing the waters, testing the climate, testing the atmosphere to see if now is the time to act, or if it's kind of better to just keep these things hidden within, secreted within, and to just continue on in kind of the status quo of what the two of you have established up to this point in time. But it does feel that they are actively in this process of kind of planning that move towards you, maneuvering past these almost boundaries within themselves, and again, trying to be very mindful kind of you energetically, not wanting to overwhelm you or underwhelm you in this situation, but wanting to make sure that they make just the proper impression in a way that you feel safe to really open up and explore this with them. They want to make sure that you see them as a safe space, as a safe person, and that kind of you are encouraged to sort of lean more into this. So care and delicacy is definitely a factor with this person at this time, but they are looking towards that. They are kind of examining, sort of laying out a strategy, a game plan almost, of like how to make their way past where the two of you are right now, in a manner that is safe for the two of you, in the direction of kind of this new horizon, this new potential of the next layer or level that is possible in the connection between you. So I'm going to get some messages from their higher self now and see, what does this person want to tell you, group 2? Okay, and we have all the signs point to you. So that's a confirmation of looking for signs, asking for signs, praying for guidance. They're getting a lot of confirmations, both that it's a good idea to lean in the direction of reaching out in the interest of reconciliation if it's someone from your past, or to open up to the next level of what is possible in this connection. They may also, though, be getting signs that the timing is not quite right, or kind of these little nudges within themselves that they are in a process of deciphering. Do these originate from a place of fear or a place of intuition, from a loving place within? Trying to kind of gauge that, trying to almost ask for that divine sort of guidance, that nudge or that confirmation as far as how and when to move forward. And we also have balance your lower chakras. So this can really speak about kind of moving into that state of empowerment, needing to step into that place of confidence, that Queen of Wands energy, moving past these fears, these fears of rejection. That's something that's definitely a block in this situation at this point in time, whether this is somebody new you're dealing with or someone from your past. There is a fear here of kind of repeating cycles, repeating old habits with you, or that is kind of a tendency within them, kind of a question or a wondering if they're good enough, if you're going to be everything that they had wanted, if as much as there's kind of harmony and balance at this point in time in the connection, is that something that is sustainable in the long term, or is this something that may just turn into passion that fizzles out, and then they've lost kind of that foundation that they have with you? So a lot of sort of consideration about this at this point in time, and actively in the process of balancing that, sort of strategizing that, working on that energy of confidence in order to create movement forward. And they also say, I want to talk to you. So this card also came up in group 1. So double kind of confirmation there that's pointing back in the direction of group 1 for additional messages if you felt guided to watch that. But for somebody new that you're dealing with, or somebody from your past, this is that strong confirmation of somebody who wants to reach out. They want to talk. They want to explain themselves, or they want to declare something to you, open the door, invite you to explore with them kind of the deeper layers of what is possible here. A lot of affection, a lot of admiration that they have for you, feeling very good in your company, and wanting to kind of take things to the next level in whatever way that resonates. So I'm going to get some guidance from Spirit for you now about the situation. Okay, we've got Truths Unveiled, the revelation of Isis. So this card really speaks about a lot of these fears And a lot of these kind of illusions and blockages within that this person is in the process of really confronting. That any sort of hesitation up to this point in time, it is due to kind of, like we saw with the standing stones, those kind of internal gatekeepers within themselves. They are definitely tasked with taking these things into account and kind of mastering that fear, moving into that state of personal empowerment. This can also really talk about using this time wisely, evaluating within yourself any kind of blockages or resistance or fear that you have around love, love and loss, love and, being hurt again, being rejected again. Strong energy of the two of you really mirroring one another at this point in time in a certain capacity, whether this is somebody new or somebody from your past. And so doing your part to kind of get these energies sort of cleared and moving is definitely a wise approach in this situation. Oftentimes what we can feel are red flags are in fact red herrings. They are sort of tactics of our ego that is cognizant of, times where we've been hurt in the past, say for example, love and loss, that when kind of love comes knocking on the door again, that opportunity to, explore emotional depths with somebody presents itself again, those kind of instincts or inclination of the ego that is they're very well-meaning, although maybe a bit kind of misguided, to want to keep us safe and want to keep us known, and sort of brings up the worst case scenarios of the past in an interest of kind of preserving us or holding us back from the potential of experiencing those same kind of disappointments again in the future. So kind of taking a wider view to things, even if this is somebody you had been dealing with before and it was kind of a sordid past between the two of you, remaining very mindful of that, but also listening to what they have to say, feeling into them energetically with an open mind, trusting in that, really taking a step back and evaluating any kind of alarm bells that go off, and ask yourself, is this almost just kind of muscle memory of times where this individual has hurt me in the past? Or if it's somebody new, is any kind of skepticism or sort of fear or resistance or guardedness, is this residue of times where I have been hurt in the past? Or is this something where, this is truly like the intuition letting me know that to be kind of guarded or cautious in this situation? All is not always what it seems. There are usually deeper layers to things. So, taking that moment to just kind of pause and breathe, and really check in with yourself. Whenever it does feel like this person will kind of reach out, they will make their way towards you. They will bypass their own fears and they will offer something towards you. They feel very compelled in your direction. And it may be something which almost feels like an offer that could be too good to be true, whether it's someone from the past or somebody new that presents something. And so there may be some fear that creeps up within you. So now is really a time almost in preparation for that, and even just in general for your life moving forward, to use this opportunity. Take this opportunity. There's no time like the present. It's always a good time to go back in and, routinely check in with ourselves, and kind of as we grow and develop, how we hold the disappointments we've experienced in our past, how those sort of develop with us, or ways in which those hold us back or keep us kind of closed off or guarded, emanating that energy of guardedness, and therefore almost magnetizing in or eliciting kind of a guardedness from others. So, doing your part to kind of, again, check in with yourself, clear and sort of release a lot of those things, keep the wisdom, keep the lessons, but really working toward opening your own heart can help you to kind of encourage or coax the opening of the hearts of others in this situation, and even just, again, kind of going forward in your life. So I'm going to get some initials, and this can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got P, A, W, F, S, V, T, and M. So those are your messages, group 2. I hope they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of that out as well. I have also launched a second channel here on YouTube. It is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. And there's a link to that channel in the description box of the video. And it is also listed on my featured channels in the channel section of my page. Over there, the format's a little different than the readings here. I'll be covering topics just very generally about spirituality, ascension, self-love, and wellness. So if that sounds interesting or intriguing to you, I welcome you over there. And I thank you for your support and helping that channel to grow very organically from the ground up. Thank you as well for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, group 3. I chose the red Jasper. So I'm going to start with some tarot and see what are the kind of energies, help you identify this person, the situation, and see, are they going to open their heart to you? If this is somebody new you're dealing with, or even somebody from the past, are they planning on returning, reaching out? Okay, so we've got the 6 of Wands. Or I'm sorry, that's the 4 of Wands, excuse me. Got Death. Ten of Swords. And the 8 of Wands. So with the Wands energy, that is fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Death is Scorpio, and the Swords is air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Ten of Swords also showed up in group 2, so if you felt drawn to watch that group, you may want to do so after this. There could be additional messages there for you. This definitely speaks to somebody from the past wanting to resurrect this connection, if this was someone you were dealing with previously. With the Four of Wands, that 1111 card, you may be dealing with a twin flame or a past life soulmate, for example, somebody that you have reached kind of a phase of conclusion. It may have been an extended period of time since you had spoken to them. A lot of telepathy that could have been going on sort of in the aftermath of that situation, or efforts that the two of you have made to kind of come to a point of conclusion and sort of peace with the situation as it is, but weighing heavily on the mind of this person. And also you, it feels that you can kind of get this, you almost have this inclination that something's gonna happen in this situation, but it may have been something where you've gotten your hopes up maybe many times before, only to not have anything transpire. So you've really taken efforts to just kind of recognize these feelings, that kind of inclination, that hope, and to just release that. But something is very different about this energy. This person is really giving a lot of thought, maybe even kind of circling around and round within their head, kind of thinking of all the possibilities of how well things could go, how terribly things could go. A lot of scripting and planning and practicing about the words that they want to speak, drafting a lot of messages to you. Only to kind of delete them or need to kind of revise them or edit them, or feeling that they're not quite right. It's this idea of wanting to reimagine the connection, wanting to show up in a different kind of energy, a different sort of vibration, maybe with a depth of expression that hadn't happened before. They may have really come to this place of certainty about who you are to them, what you mean to them, and the connection that they had chosen not to invest in, or that had fallen apart before. There's this idea of almost wanting to renew that, to reinvest in that, feeling the loss of your presence in their life very acutely. It's been very difficult for them to kind of create and maintain their own stability in a lot of ways. Codependency might have been an issue in the past, and it feels to be something that this person has worked on, and that can also be kind of this urge to want to perfect what they are saying, not wanting to fall back into those kind of old patterns and habits. A lot that they are needing to get off their chest, kind of alleviate from the heart space. A lot of hurt that they have caused at the time apart, almost this compounded or extended period of no contact, that it's been very heavy on each of you. And again, this interest in not sort of repeating those cycles, but wanting to kind of do things differently this time around. If this is somebody new that you are dealing with, this can definitely talk about the sense that this person has that you are their twin flame, you are their soulmate. They feel very stable in your presence. They are wanting to really kind of face some fears that they have, maybe fears of commitment, maybe some kind of residue within them about love that had kind of fallen apart in the past. This may be somebody who had even thought of somebody else as the one for them. They had attached that label of twin flame or soulmate to another person. And that they have kind of evolved, or in this process of moving beyond that, expanding their mind, seeing this clarity that in fact you are the one that they have been seeking. You fit in a more healthy manner, what should be almost the growth potential of a situation like that. This can even be somebody who resonated as a twin flame at one point in time, or maybe they still do, and they have since released that connection, and there is this interest in kind of growing and exploring and developing what could be a high-level soulmate or a twin soul connection between the two of you. Kind of leaving a choice to sort of leave that situation, which just is kind of in a failure to launch. It hasn't grown, it hasn't developed. It's been very stunted or very limited. A lot of round and round kind of energy, like a runner-chaser sort of cycle, something that just is not really growing. It's not really getting off the ground. They may have invested a lot of time kind of and patience in that, and there's just this urge now to almost choose themselves, choose a different direction, choose to invest in this situation with you because they see a lot of growth potential. It's almost like all the hopes and dreams they had invested in this other situation, in this other person, in this other, maybe even a relationship from their past that they had been very hung up on. they are seeing that you fulfill all of those elements of what they had hoped would be the case or would grow and develop out of that other circumstance. This could even be kind of young love, first love, something earlier on in their kind of life, that the ways in which that had fallen apart, that kind of happiness and stability had come to an end. It was something that they hadn't gotten over. They had kind of closed their heart off to love, or it was just a wound, even that very unconsciously they had carried around with them. You feel within this person this urge to kind of try again, to open up again. There's a lot that they want to say to you, a lot that they want to explain to you, as far as maybe any kind of delays in investing fully in this, a lot of feelings that they have for you, a lot of unexpressed kind of interest and desire that they are wanting to really bring out into the open. But fear of that unknown, not wanting to fall back in those same cycles, not wanting to fall back in those same patterns and habits, that to invest in you requires the sacrifice of that pain or that disappointment, which had become so familiar to them. This could be something that they weren't even aware of, that they were holding within themselves, or it's almost that they've sort of started in a way to kind of value or cherish the constancy of that ache within their heart, that it feels like an element of being disloyal to sort of let that go and to take a chance in a new direction. So a lot of internal struggle with this person, as far as allowing themselves to kind of metamorphosize through opening up to the possibility of what can develop and grow between the two of you, that comes at almost the expense of sort of leaving behind a previous goal or vision, even some kind of disappointment that has kind of accompanied them. It's been that baggage with them, those ghosts of the past that just continue to haunt this person. So holding back a little bit, not wanting to kind of bring that sort of debris into the situation, and also a feeling of that they don't want to open up again and invest in something only to have that fall apart. That the kind of the pain and the dissonance that situation from the past carried with it in its wake. It has been a weight upon this person that, again, almost like a chain, something they've been dragging through time with them. That they can't go through all of that again. It's the idea of they don't want to build it all again just to watch it fall apart again. So caution being kind of a major theme with this, a lot of fear that is the theme of this as well, and kind of hesitancy to really change, to allow themselves to be changed in a positive way, even by what might unfold between the two of you. So a lot that they are feeling and that they are holding within that has not been expressed up to this point in time, but there is this kind of urge to open up more. Somebody who's in that kind of process of working through it, becoming that phoenix rising out of their own ashes, trying to kind of dismantle that and understand kind of that weightedness or that baggage of hurt and heartbreak that has held them back up to this point from really expressing and diving more deeply into the situation with you. So I'm going to get some oracle cards to get a little more clarity about this. Okay, we've got great adventure, take a risk, venture forward. And wolf spirit, family. So this is a timeless reading. Whenever you come across these messages and they resonate for you, please just take them as they are applicable. But at the time that I'm recording this reading on January 5th of 2023, we have the full moon in Cancer, which is known as the wolf moon, tomorrow, January 6th. So that feels very relevant to this wolf spirit energy here. So this can definitely relate then into that Eight of Wands, somebody who who may be reaching out to you very quickly, making that move forward. It's in this very kind of immediate energy. They're very much right on the brink of taking that leap forward, coming out of a no communication period of time, coming forward to express this desire to reimagine, to reignite, to reinvent this connection in a new way. Feeling very called and compelled in your direction, sensing and realizing perhaps for the first time that you complement them at a very deep level, and a very much a soul level. You're part of their soul family. They have been, if this is a no contact situation, almost crying out to you at the soul level from across the divide, from across the distance. That really confirms all this energy of kind of telepathy and communication, and sort of this struggle to create full closure with one another, because you're still very much entwined at the soul level with one another. And somebody who's kind of taking steps necessary and really wanting to move beyond this energy of fear, set forth into these unknown waters, dive deeply into some kind of fear or regret or heaviness or heartbreak that has really sort of left an impression upon the two of you, wanting to create some kind of new stability, to explore new horizons. What might the two of you be able to build and develop between you? How might you be able to kind of cross these troubled waters? And even that idea of the Six of Wands, what I had called this card out as the Four of Wands when it first came out, that idea of victory after a battle, that this person has been struggling for quite some time, they have been missing you for quite some time, and they are really stepping into that energy, that proactive energy of wanting to take that leap of faith forward, no longer wanting to fight their feelings, to resist that urge, stepping forth into that unknown and wanting to create a different future together, not wanting your last experience or the way kind of the energy has been up to this point, not wanting that to be the lasting memory, but wanting to create something new and beautiful with you. If this is somebody new that you are dealing with, they definitely resonate with you as a kindred spirit with this idea of wolf spirit and family. Again, the same idea of really their heart calling out to you, crying out to you. They may be seeing a lot of angel numbers and synchronicities, signs that are giving them confirmation that that this connection is real and worth exploring. Perhaps even that you are the one, which might be very kind of hard for this person to digest, because it feels like for a lot of you, they had some kind of idea in their head. They'd been stuck on a particular individual, maybe somebody from their past, or even if they had considered themselves to have a twin flame or a soulmate, they had almost had this impression of who that particular individual is or was, and then what they have experienced with you, the intensity, almost the genuine nature of that. You're the real McCoy, and it's something that is very much at kind of at odds with their perceptions, their belief systems up to this point in time, and it's been a struggle to kind of evolve beyond that, to sort of leave that behind, to move beyond that idea, to even kind of detach or release from labels, and open up to the potential of kind of what this connection, what these feelings might develop into in a very raw and organic and primal manner between the two of you. A sense of you two having this deep past life connection with one another. They feel familiar with you at the soul level. You fit in very well with these different aspects and facets of them in a way that nobody else has before. There's a sense of that they have called out to you for their entire life, across lifetimes, and somehow the two of you have found one another here. All of this very kind of perplexing and intense, filling this person with a lot of fear and questioning, causing them to kind of step beyond comfort zones, to kind of get down into the core of themselves. But this urge to, again, also in that same situation, to sort of move forward, to reach out, to express these deep feelings that they have for you, that they have almost hidden inside, what may have been very kind of overwhelming to them. They are now in this state of almost reaching buoyancy with that. Moving into this place of confidence, being willing to kind of take a risk, to put themselves out there, to express these feelings, to see where this can lead, what kind of new adventure, what kind of new possibilities in love might unfold by investing and exploring kind of this sensation and this draw that they have towards you, and everything that is kind of pointing them in that direction of this connection being something where a lot of stability can grow, this being a connection that can really help to transform and heal and help the two of you to kind of move and evolve beyond disappointments in love in the past, versions of yourselves that you'd been kind of holding on to or that had been shaped by your experiences in the past. This is someone who feels very fulfilled by you, very at ease with you, and they're very much compelled in that direction of making this known in some kind of concrete manner, taking the steps necessary, reaching out from afar, crossing that threshold, crossing that distance, either of time and space or kind of the distance where they may be kind of stuck in outdated patterns, stuck on situations that have long since expired, or even kind of ghosts of the past that are kind of chaining them to this particular view of kind of love and loss, this pain that they've been holding on to. This is the energy of kind of releasing that, taking wherever they've been anchored emotionally, up into this energy of mobility, moving forward, crossing that distance, crossing that divide, crossing that threshold, taking that leap of faith and that risk in the interest of what kind of wondrous and new territory can be encountered and explored between the two of you moving forward. So I'm going to get some messages from their higher self now and see, what does this person want you to know? Okay, and they say push past fears, take the leap. So that is a really beautiful confirmation of that idea with, take a risk and venture forward. Somebody who is getting ready to take that leap of faith, make their feelings known, reach out in the interest of reconciliation and reimagining the connection, or somebody who is about to kind of open up and express some deep feelings for you, to take a chance on love, to take a chance on what can this connection develop into, maybe expressing to you on a deeper level, this soul affinity that they have for you, this soul recognition that they have for you. Making that choice through where they are actively investing kind of their time and effort, and their emotions, this energy of reciprocity, taking that leap of faith forward, following up promises with concrete actions that demonstrate an interest and a willingness to kind of build the stability that they feel with you. It's something that it feels very enduring, and it's something that they're looking at you as the right investment for them. And we also have within a few months. So this may be a situation that develops very quickly once that kind of, those feelings are unleashed, once this person takes that leap of faith. It feels like something where, even if this is someone from the past or somebody new you're dealing with, once that door is opened, they want this in a sense of permanence. They want this in a long-term sense. These feelings they hold within are very intense. And so it may be a little bit of guardedness or needing to kind of plan or strategize so that once that door is opened, it is something that the two of you are able to really move with and maneuver with. This can also speak about kind of in that proximity of within the next few months, this person will work up that courage. They will successfully kind of dislodge themselves from outdated ideas or, kind of these lingering wounds, these heartbreaks from the past that are keeping them at a distance, keeping them restrained, keeping them from not expressing or exploring what is in their heart. That's keeping them in that energy of almost overthinking, this worst case scenario energy with the 10 of Swords, to extract themselves from that, free themselves from that, take that leap of faith forward, and express themselves, communicate some deep truths that they hold within. And they also say, I know you think I won't follow through, but I will. So this is really tying in with that idea of fear, and also a lot of telepathy that is going on. Even if this is someone new you're dealing with, it feels that the two of you communicate at the soul level, and this might be very confusing, what you are experiencing with them on the higher self level versus what they are demonstrating to you on the 3D level, where you're almost holding your breath, but you're not, about this person really kind of moving beyond certain ideas, certain patterns within themselves, kind of almost a lack of confidence that you have and their ability to break the ice, to take that leap of faith, to be very proactive in this situation. And from their higher self, they are letting you know that whatever the circumstance looks like now, however that is playing out for you, that there is evolution and development that is at hand, that is in the works. This person is actively in this process of kind of dismantling their own fears, getting their preparations, gathering their forces and their confidence in order to express something to you. That any kind of delays or procrastination that seems to be going on right now, it's all kind of setting the stage for what feels to be a very intense and very impactful declaration of something. That this isn't just a casual sort of "I like you." These are intense feelings that are expressed. Once this kind of door is open, there's no closing that. And so there's this hesitation as far as this person opening up, not wanting to be hurt in love again, not wanting to kind of break your heart again if this is somebody from the past. And kind of this process of really needing to create that stability within themselves, to really come to that place where they are unable to fight these feelings any longer, and taking that leap of faith forward, which may happen within the next few months or even sooner than that for a lot of you. So I'm going to get some guidance from Spirit about the situation. Okay, and we've got proper burial for freedom. Sacrifice to Osiris, Lord of the Dead. So this is that energy of the Death card, this idea of closing the door to one chapter of the circumstance between you and this individual so that something new can be resurrected or reborn out of the circumstance. If this is someone you were dealing with before, somebody from your past, they are in the process of kind of putting to rest any fears, breaking out of cycles or patterns, things that had interfered with the connection in the past. Maybe there was a third party energy that was at play, or just something within them, the intensity and nature of the connection, and they ran from that. They are actively in this process of closing out these chapters, closing out these elements of self. If this is someone who had been running from you, it feels that they are almost starting to make that move back towards you. It's a slow climb. It's a slow process. They're needing to kind of put to rest once and for all these ideas that they have surrounding love and partnership, this element of themselves that was very fearful and that moved in a certain way with you in the past, any kind of toxic or one-sided or karmic connections that had interfered, even things from their own personal history that they'd not gotten over, wounds, kind of fears of loss, ideas and kind of mindsets about love and loss. All of that is in this process of being almost reinvented or reimagined. And once that process fully takes place within themselves, they are then able to kind of bring forth something to you in a changed manner, which opens the door to resurrection and kind of a reimagining of the connection. If this is somebody new that you are dealing with, again, that same idea of really putting to rest or letting go of certain belief systems, certain attachment they had had about what love and partnership could and should look like, a particular person that they had maybe attached a label of twin flame or soulmate or the one, someone that they were really hung up on, maybe even very much hung up on disappointment from a love that had gone sour in their past, that in some way blocks or inhibits them from experiencing and expressing the fullness of what can be exchanged between the two of you. Actively in that process of kind of releasing all of that, putting all of that to bed so that they are able to come forth to you in this fresh energy. In the interim, rather than just kind of waiting around for this person, you are really guided to kind of do that inventory within yourself, seek to release and kind of move away from any sort of expectations as far as timing, any kind of labels, any kind of titles that you may attach to this situation or this person, whether this is new or someone from the past. That this is a process of almost liberation that needs to take place internally and externally in a lot of ways. It's this free-flowing energy. It's this open energy of possibility and potential that is not clogged up by definitions. It's not clogged up by what the two of you have experienced before, an expectation you have of what that outcome might be in the future. It's the energy of openness that really sets the best stage, the most conducive environment for something new and wildly beyond what you could imagine is even the best case scenario to really unfold and develop. This is a very powerful energy here, whether this is someone from the past or somebody new, where there's a distinct possibility of experiencing something entirely different than what you've known in love up to this point in time. But it really requires, first and foremost, allowing yourself to be transformed into kind of a new version, almost having the child's mind, the beginner's mind, being very kind of cognizant of your history in love, using that as kind of a gauge by which to really evaluate and set boundaries and to kind of move in the direction of that which resonates the most with you. But at the same time, not allowing kind of the stories of the past, the narratives of the past to almost jade your view of what is possible in the future. That you both stand on the precipice of something very much outside of your comfort zone. It lies on the other side of fear, and in order to get there, it really requires, and this is a very good time to work on that. It requires releasing the past in some way, energetically, maybe some cord cutting meditations, energy healing, energy work such as Reiki might be something helpful. Journaling, writing letters to people from your past, heartbreaks up from the past, burning those letters, releasing those ashes, making some kind of ceremony, ritual, calling in your spirit guides and your angels to assist you with that, your ancestors to assist you with that, passed on loved ones, to really set that intention to release those energetic blocks so that your heart is open to allow a fullness of love in, a newness of love to develop, to rewrite the story for yourself moving forward by actively seeking to kind of put to rest once and for all, or at least in a more profound way than you have up to this point, kind of the stories or the ghosts that are sort of rattling around from the past within your heart and your mind and your psyche. So I'm going to get some initials. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. I've got W, K, A, V, F, P, and D. So those are your messages, group 3. I hope they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of that out as well. I have also launched a second channel here on YouTube. It is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot, and over on that channel, it's a little different format than this channel. I cover topics about spirituality, ascension, self-love, and wellness. There's a link to that channel in the description box of the video, and I also have it in my featured channels section of my main page. So if that sounds intriguing or interesting and you want to check that out, I do welcome you over there, and thank you for your support in helping that channel to very organically grow from the ground up. Thank you as well for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.